And joining me today is John Weaver of Cornerstone Building Analysis. And, one thing that I wanted to talk to you about is wind mitigation and how that affects your insurance. And I know even if you're not selling your house, this is an inspection that you can do that will actually, one of my clients that we just recently closed on, they saved $400 a year just by having this wind mitigation inspection done.
Absolutely. The insurance industry, homeowners insurance industry in Florida changed after 2004. We had the 3 hurricanes crisscross over central Florida in 2005. Everybody's rates went up. The governor got involved, the insurance commissioner got involved, and they came up with a program to give people discounts based on how the homes are put together. And that's fair. The insurance industry obviously concerned with some of the older construction, the older homes, historic homes, maybe not built to any particular standard, maybe pre-code. Concerned about catastrophic loss and that sort of thing. Of course, we've seen the flooding in South Carolina and what can happen with weather and how unpredictable it can be. So the wind mitigation reports basically came out of that evolution. And what it is an inspection, licensed home inspector, general contractor, roofing contractor, several people can do that for you, telling the insurance industry how, filling out the document really, and which is predicting how secure the home is to catastrophic wind is really what it's all about. Not so much the roof leaking as much as it is the wind blowing the home apart, blowing the roof off the house, major catastrophic loss. So we're taking a look at the shape of the roof, the aerodynamics of the roof. We're taking a look at the nailing patterns, the type of deck that was used, so the substrate, the plywood or wood that was nailed or stapled to trusses, and then how the trusses or rafters are attached to the walls of the house. The inspector's basically documenting that for the insurance industry. It's not up to the inspector to determine how much of a discount you would get. That's not our job. I have no idea. It's our job to basically be the eyes and ears for the underwriters. The underwriters then take that information, run it through their calculations based on the tests, the engineering tests, and then they have a formula that can where they can give you percentages off, and it can be several $100s per year.
And how much does it cost for that type of an inspection typically?
Well, typically, it's going to vary a little bit with competition or whatever. Typically, you're going to be around $100, maybe $150, something like that. You might find it less.
One of the things that I also think is that we could talk a little bit about is small things that sometimes seem to be a deal breaker, and when you really look into them, they really may or may not be.
I did an older home downtown Orlando the other day, and great guy, veteran, and an investor. It was an investor flip, and they had had granite. They'd done the kitchens and the bathrooms, and it was beautiful. Painted everything, and I look up and I'm seeing a strange pattern in the grain of the wood and the rafters, and get my ladder, get up there, and everything's freshly painted, and poke at it. My finger goes right through it. I think, oh, that's not good. And lo and behold, it was like a sponge. And start putting, his excitement just dropped. Oh, yeah, well, that's what he hired me for, to find any potential issues. It turns out that house had major termite damage, water damage, and when we got into the small attic space in this 1950s house, and the main beam running down the center of the house was basically paper mache. He goes like, what do I do? I was like, well, you're going to be re-roofing and reframing some major sections of this house in the near future, and that's a serious expenditure. And what you got to decide is it worth putting that kind of money into?